Let's cut to the chase. Caitlin Clark's holiday in Europe is likely much more than just a break from basketball. Sure, she's saying it's all about relaxation, but I'm calling it now. This could very well be the start of her exit from the WNBA. You really think one of the biggest stars in women's basketball just happened to take a trip to Europe, where some of the top-paying clubs reside, and it's all just a coincidence? I don't buy it. The rumors that Clark is exploring deals with European teams aren't just gossip. They make perfect sense. If you look at the bigger picture, the WNBA might be on the verge of losing one of its brightest stars. Let's be real here. Clark's rookie season was a sensation, but after that grueling schedule and the WNBA's physical play, she's probably rethinking whether the league is the right fit for her. So she heads to Europe, a region known for paying much more than the WNBA. You do the math, she can make way more money, play in a league that's less physical and more suited to her finesse-based game, and still be a global star. And we're supposed to believe this trip is just about sightseeing and golf? Clark even joked about becoming a pro golfer during the off-season.
I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do the next day. So maybe play some golf. I think that's what I'm going to do until it gets too cold in Indiana. So I got that. I'll become a professional golfer.
But I'm not buying that either. While everyone's watching her hit the links, there's probably a lot more happening behind the scenes. I wouldn't be surprised if she's already in talks with European clubs, scoping out her next big move. Players like Clark don't just vacation in Europe without considering their options, especially when those options include bigger contracts and better playing conditions. Let's talk money. Everyone knows European leagues pay a lot more than the WNBA, and if you think that isn't a huge factor, you're fooling yourself. Caitlin Clark is already one of the most marketable players in women's basketball. Combine that with the higher salaries in Europe, and it's clear why these rumors are gaining steam. European teams would be throwing money at her to join their leagues. Whether it's Spain, Italy, or France, she's got opportunities waiting, and I wouldn't be shocked if she decides to make the jump. Here's the kicker. Clark has publicly said she's not playing in Europe this offseason, but the timing of her trip is way too suspicious. Athletes have used vacations to negotiate deals before. Could she be quietly meeting with European teams, lining up her next move while keeping things under wraps? You'd be naive to think that's not a possibility. The fans might be in the dark, but Clark knows exactly what she's doing. And if she does make the move, the WNBA is going to feel it. Losing someone like Clark would be a major blow to a league that's been pushing her as one of its future faces. Sure, the WNBA has great talent, but let's not pretend losing Clark wouldn't hurt, especially if Europe is offering her more money and a playing style that suits her game better. The reality is, the WNBA's physicality and lower pay don't necessarily align with a player like Clark. She thrives on finesse, shooting, and playmaking, things that are more appreciated in Europe's style of basketball. So why stick around in a league that's tougher on the body and lighter on the wallet? If Clark were to leave, she wouldn't be the first. Plenty of WNBA stars have gone overseas for the financial benefits, and Clark could be the next one. With her skill set and brand power, Europe would welcome her with open arms and a fat paycheck. She'd be dominating on a global stage, building her brand, and avoiding the wear and tear of the WNBA. What's stopping her? This isn't just about a pay raise. It's about timing. Clark is at the top of her game right now, and if she's ever going to make a big career move, this is the time to do it. Moving to Europe could elevate her to global icon status. The WNBA might not be enough for her anymore, and Europe could be the next logical step. Look, top athletes like Clark don't reveal their cards until the deal's done, but you can bet she's carefully considering her next move. While she's talking about golf and relaxation, I guarantee you there are some serious talks happening behind closed doors. If Europe's top clubs are offering her deals, she's holding all the power right now. And if she chooses to leave, it's going to send shockwaves through the WNBA. Imagine the fallout. Caitlin Clark leaves the WNBA for Europe. It would be a massive blow to the league, no question about it. The WNBA has been banking on Clark as one of its biggest stars, but if Europe offers her more money and a better fit for her game, who could blame her for walking away? In my opinion, this holiday is more than just a break from basketball. It's the beginning of a major shift. If the rumors are true, and I think they are, Caitlin Clark could be on the verge of a decision that will change the landscape of women's basketball forever. The WNBA better hope it doesn't lose one of its top talents, but if Clark is weighing her options, Europe might just win out. I've been keeping a close eye on Caitlin Clark's so-called holiday in Europe, and I'm starting to think it's not just a simple break from basketball. It could be something much bigger. Sure, she's been saying it's all about rest and relaxation, but I don't buy it. The rumors swirling around suggest that Clark might be using this time to quietly explore offers from European clubs. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this so-called vacation ends up leading to something more permanent. Could Clark actually be considering a move overseas? With the way Europe's top leagues have been growing, it's not hard to see why they might be trying to pull her away from the WNBA. Let's break this down and see if Clark's European adventure is the beginning of a career-altering decision. Now I get it. After a record-smashing rookie season, Clark deserves some time off, and she's chosen Europe for her getaway. On the surface, it seems innocent enough. She's sightseeing, golfing, and even joked about becoming a professional golfer in the off-season. But come on, I think there's more going on here than meets the eye. I'm not the only one hearing whispers that Clark might be having some behind-the-scenes talks with European clubs while she's there. It wouldn't shock me one bit if this trip is about more than just relaxation. Clark has been vocal about her love for golf and her desire to take a break from basketball, but let's be real, there's more to this story. European leagues offer financial incentives and better playing conditions than the WNBA. And for a player like Clark, whose game is built on finesse and precision, Europe's less physical style of play could be the perfect fit. Throw in the fact that European teams are known to pay far more than the WNBA, and suddenly these rumors don't seem so far-fetched. Even though Clark publicly stated she won't be playing in Europe this offseason, I can't help but question the timing of her trip. Could she be meeting with European clubs behind the scenes, weighing her options while keeping things low-key? I wouldn't put it past her, and I'm not the only one wondering. Fans and analysts alike are buzzing about the possibility that Clark is considering a move that could seriously shake up women's basketball. Let's face it, European leagues offer players a lot more money than the WNBA, and for someone like Clark, who's already one of the most marketable athletes in the game, that kind of payday could be hard to turn down. Spain, Italy, France. These countries have competitive basketball leagues that could offer Clark top-tier contracts, and with her skill set, she'd be an absolute star over there. If Clark decides to make the jump, she wouldn't be the first WNBA player to head overseas for financial reasons. Some of the biggest names in women's basketball have done it, and let's be honest, Clark might be next. The combination of a big payday and a league that plays to her strengths, it's almost too good to pass up. I wouldn't be surprised if she turns this holiday into something much more permanent. While Clark keeps saying she's just enjoying her time off, I have to wonder if there's more to the story. We've all seen it before, athletes using a vacation as a cover for negotiations. If Clark is quietly testing the waters with European clubs, it makes sense that she'd want to keep it on the down low until everything's in place. Could she be weighing offers behind the scenes? I think it's a real possibility. European teams, especially in Spain's Liga Femenina or Italy's Serie A, would jump at the chance to sign a player like Clark. I mean, think about it. Real Madrid, Virtus Bologna, these clubs could offer her not only the chance to dominate on a global stage, but also financial security that the WNBA just can't compete with. And with the rise of new leagues like Breanna Stewart's Unrivaled League, Clark has more options than ever. She doesn't have to stay in the WNBA if she doesn't want to. So what's Clark going to do? Stick with the WNBA or take the leap to Europe? After all, she's been a dominant force in her rookie season, setting records and drawing huge crowds. But let's not pretend the WNBA is perfect for her. The physicality, the lower salaries. There are plenty of reasons why Clark might decide to move on to something bigger and better. European basketball offers more money, and it's a style of play that fits Clark's strengths like a glove. Finesse, shooting, playmaking. If she stays in Europe, she could expand her global brand while avoiding the wear and tear of the WNBA's rough style. It's a win-win situation for her. And the timing? It couldn't be better. Clark is at the peak of her career right now, with endless possibilities in front of her. A move to Europe wouldn't just make sense financially, it would elevate her to global stardom. With European leagues gaining ground, could Clark be the next big name to make the leap? I think it's a very real possibility. Let's be honest. Top athletes don't reveal their next moves until everything is set in stone. Clark's out here talking about golf and taking it easy, but she knows exactly what she's doing. If European clubs are making offers during her holiday, she's in the perfect position to make a huge power move. And if she leaves the WNBA, it's going to send shockwaves through the entire league. Just picture it. Caitlin Clark leaves the WNBA for Europe. It would be a massive shift, not just for Clark, but for the WNBA as a whole. The league has been marketing her as one of its future stars, but if Europe offers bigger paychecks and a more fitting style of play, could the WNBA really afford to lose her? In my opinion, this holiday could be the beginning of a major career move for Clark. With rumors swirling about possible talks with European clubs, I'm left wondering, is she about to make a decision that could change women's basketball forever? Whatever happens, I'm certain we're in for a game-changing moment for Caitlin Clark and the basketball world. Caitlin Clark's so-called holiday in Europe might be much more than a simple break from basketball. It could be the beginning of a seismic shift in her career. While she claims the trip is all about relaxing and recharging, whispers in the basketball world suggest something else entirely. Could Clark be secretly exploring deals with European clubs? Is this vacation a cover for something much more significant, like a permanent move overseas? The rumors are swirling, and Europe's top basketball leagues might be laying the groundwork to steal Clark away from the WNBA. Let's take a closer look at the real story behind Caitlin Clark's European escape and what it could mean for her future. After a jaw-dropping rookie season in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark is taking some well-deserved time off in Europe. On the surface, it appears to be nothing more than a carefree trip filled with sightseeing and golf. Clark even joked about swapping basketball for professional golf during the off-season. But behind the scenes, something much more intriguing might be happening. Sources are beginning to murmur that Clark could be in quiet discussions with European basketball clubs. Could her European trip really be a smokescreen for secret negotiations? Clark has made no secret of her love for golf, insisting that basketball isn't on her mind right now.
I'm gonna try to play more golf, honestly, over the break. I haven't been out there yet this year, so I got new clubs that I need to break in and see how they swing. So hopefully get out there later this week, honestly.
But with European leagues offering more favorable playing conditions and, of course, far bigger financial incentives, it's no wonder that people are starting to speculate. The style of play in Europe, more finesse, less physicality, is tailor-made for a player like Clark. And when you throw in the fact that European clubs can pay far more than the WNBA, these rumors start to seem more like reality than fiction. Even though Caitlin Clark has publicly stated she won't be suiting up for any European team this offseason, the timing of her trip has left many wondering if there's more to the story. Could she be quietly meeting with top European clubs, sizing up potential offers while pretending to enjoy a holiday? Fans and analysts alike are buzzing, wondering if Clark is on the verge of a decision that could shake the foundations of women's basketball. It's no secret that European leagues can offer players a far bigger paycheck than the WNBA. For a superstar like Clark, who's already one of the most marketable players in the sport, the lure of a hefty salary could be too tempting to resist. Countries like Spain, Italy, and France boast competitive basketball leagues offering top-tier contracts. And with Clark's pinpoint shooting and silky smooth game, she'd be a perfect fit for European basketball. If Clark decides to make the jump, she wouldn't be the first WNBA player to head overseas in pursuit of a bigger paycheck. Some of the sport's most iconic names have done the same. Could Clark follow in their footsteps, seizing the chance to dominate in a league that caters to her strengths? With her talent and star power, it's easy to see how Clark could be tempted to turn what's supposed to be a holiday into a long-term career move. While Clark insists that her European trip is nothing more than a break from basketball, some are starting to wonder if this is really the whole truth. Could this be one of those times where a vacation is simply a cover for something far bigger? Athletes have been known to make career-altering decisions behind the scenes, while the world is none the wiser. If Clark is quietly testing the waters with European clubs, it would make perfect sense to do so discreetly. Could she be weighing offers, preparing to drop a bombshell announcement? European clubs, particularly those in Spain's Liga Femenina or Italy's Serie A, would be tripping over themselves to sign a talent like Clark. Teams like Real Madrid and Virtus Bologna could not only give her a platform to dominate on the world stage, but they could also offer the kind of financial security that the WNBA simply can't match. And with new leagues like Breanna Stewart's unrivaled league making waves, Clark has options that go far beyond the WNBA. So what's Caitlin Clark's next move? Will she stay loyal to the WNBA or pursue the tantalizing opportunities waiting for her in Europe? She's already cemented herself as a breakout star with the Indiana Fever, smashing records and packing arenas. But the grueling physicality and smaller paychecks in the WNBA have some wondering if it's really the best fit for a player of Clark's caliber. European basketball offers not only bigger paychecks, but a style of play that seems like it was designed for Clark's unique skill set: finesse, shooting, and playmaking. If she opts to stay in Europe, she could grow her global brand while avoiding the physical toll of the WNBA's rougher style. This move could catapult her career to new heights. And let's not forget about the timing. Clark is at the height of her powers, with the entire basketball world watching her every move. A decision to move to Europe wouldn't just be financially smart, it could also turn her into a global basketball icon. As European leagues continue to rise in prominence, could Clark be the next major star to make the leap overseas? Top athletes are often very secretive about their next moves until everything is set in stone. Caitlin Clark has kept things light, focusing on golf and relaxation. But make no mistake, she's in the driver's seat. If European teams are indeed making offers during her holiday, she holds all the cards. And if she does decide to leave the WNBA for Europe, it could send shockwaves through the entire league. Imagine the headlines: Caitlin Clark leaves WNBA for Europe. It would change everything, not just for Clark, but for the WNBA as well. The league has been building her up as one of its future stars. But if Europe comes calling with bigger money and a more suitable playing style, can the WNBA afford to lose her? Caitlin Clark's European holiday might be the first chapter in a massive career shift. With growing rumors about talks with European clubs, the question on everyone's mind is Clark about to make a move that will transform the future of women's basketball? Stay tuned, because whatever comes next, it's bound to send shockwaves through the basketball world.
Swig. Out of 10.
I mean, I've never been to a place like this before, so...
It's its own category. Yeah. 10 out of 10!
Caitlin Clark's European holiday might not just be a break from basketball. It could be the start of something much bigger. While she's publicly mentioned that her trip is all about relaxation, rumors are buzzing that Clark might be using this time to explore deals with top European teams. Could this vacation turn into a permanent move overseas? Although nothing is confirmed, speculation is mounting that Europe's top basketball leagues could be trying to lure Clark away from the WNBA. Let's dig into the details and see if Caitlin Clark's European getaway hints at something bigger. After an incredible rookie season in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark has taken a much-needed break, choosing to spend her time in Europe. On the surface, it looks like a leisurely holiday filled with sightseeing and golf. Clark even joked about becoming a pro golfer during the off-season.
I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do the next day. So maybe play some golf. I think that's what I'm going to do until it gets too cold in Indiana. So I got that. I'll become a professional golfer.
But behind the scenes, whispers are growing louder that she may be in talks with European basketball clubs during her trip. Clark's passion for golf is no secret, and she's made it clear that basketball isn't her focus for now. However, with the financial advantages and better playing conditions offered by European leagues, it's no surprise that people are speculating about a possible move overseas. European basketball is known for its finesse and less physical style, which many believe is a better match for Clark's game than the tough physical play of the WNBA. Add in the fact that European clubs offer much higher salaries than the WNBA, and the rumors start to seem more believable. Though Caitlin Clark has publicly denied playing in Europe this offseason, the timing of her trip has raised some eyebrows. Is she quietly exploring her options, meeting with top European teams while supposedly on vacation? The speculation is spreading, with fans and analysts alike wondering if Clark is considering a move that could shake up the basketball world. There's no denying that European leagues offer much more money than the WNBA. For a star like Clark, already one of the most marketable players in women's basketball, the temptation of a bigger paycheck could be tough to pass up. Spain, Italy, and France have some of the most competitive basketball leagues, offering top-tier contracts, and Clark's shooting and finesse make her a perfect fit for the European style of play. If Clark were to take the leap, she'd be joining other WNBA players who've gone overseas for financial reasons, including some of the biggest names in the sport. The combination of a financial boost and the opportunity to dominate in a league that plays to her strengths could be enough to keep Clark in Europe for more than just a holiday. While Clark insists she's just enjoying her time off, many are starting to wonder if her trip to Europe is more than just sightseeing. Athletes have used vacations as a cover for negotiations before. If Clark is in talks with European clubs, it makes sense to do it quietly, especially before any decisions are finalized. Could she be testing the waters, evaluating offers before making a major move? European teams, especially in Spain's Liga Femenina or Italy's Serie A, would no doubt jump at the chance to sign a talent like Clark. Clubs like Real Madrid or Virtus Bologna could offer her the chance to shine on a global stage, along with financial security that the WNBA simply can't match. With new leagues like the Breanna Stewart-backed Unrivaled League on the rise, Clark has even more options beyond the WNBA that could elevate her career. Now the question is whether Clark will stick with the WNBA or explore the lucrative opportunities abroad. She's been a standout in her rookie season with the Indiana Fever, breaking records and drawing massive crowds. But with the WNBA's physical demands and lower salaries, some are questioning if it's the right fit for Clark's game. European basketball not only offers higher pay, but also a playing style that seems perfectly suited to Clark's strengths: finesse, shooting, and playmaking. If she decides to stay in Europe, she could expand her global brand while avoiding the physical toll that comes with the WNBA's intense play. And don't forget the timing of this trip. Clark is at the height of her career, with countless opportunities ahead of her. Moving to Europe wouldn't just make sense financially, it could cement her as a global basketball icon. As the WNBA faces growing competition from overseas leagues, could Clark be the next star to make the jump? It's not unusual for top athletes to keep their next moves under wraps until everything is set. Caitlin Clark has played it cool, talking about golf and relaxation, but the truth is she holds all the power. If European clubs are making offers during her so-called holiday, she's in the perfect spot to make a bold move. And if she does leave the WNBA, it could send shockwaves through the league. Picture the headlines: Caitlin Clark leaves WNBA for Europe. It would be a seismic shift, not just for Clark, but for the entire league. The WNBA has heavily promoted her as one of the future faces of the sport. But if Europe offers bigger paychecks and a more fitting playing style, could the WNBA really afford to lose its brightest star? Caitlin Clark's European holiday might just be the beginning of a massive career change. With rumors swirling about potential talks with European teams, fans are left wondering, is Clark about to make a move that could change the future of women's basketball? Stay tuned, because whatever happens next, it's bound to shake things up in a big way for Caitlin Clark in the basketball world.